So, hello. Today I wanted to make a small live stream for the Self Hosting Playbook. And I don't know, I made this a couple of weeks ago to have a very easy installation for my clients when it comes to Baserow end stack. And oh, there's something wrong in my stream. I need to check it just a sec. Sorry, that's my second stream, so I still need to get used to that. Let's see. Okay, I think... Okay, the audio is bad. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, that's kind of bad. Let's test once again. Ah, no, it's better, I think. Yeah, okay. Okay, great. Okay. Some technical issues again. I don't know why my audio is cracked up in the first attempt. I don't know why, but now it seems to be working. So today I wanted to go over the self-hosting playbook, and I've put that out a couple of weeks ago, and this was kind of a one command server installation, and I got a couple of feedbacks, and to me this was more or less a minimum viable product. And yeah, I made some improvements so users can easily add their own services, and I also made some stability improvement, and I also reworked it from the ground up. So we will have a system or a server that will automatically upgrade and automatically apply patches and so on and so forth. And yeah, today I would just go through how to update, how to use it, and I want this stream and this recording of the stream to be yeah, kind of a small documentation and a step-by-step guide. And of course, yeah, I want to learn a little bit how it is to do some live streaming. So, okay, let's get started. Actually, on my website, everything is basically the same. So you have a step-by-step guide, and here you have the update command that you can use to update your existing installation. And down here you have the written guide on how to use it. And I will just jump into my Windows VM, and we can just get started here. So at the moment I have an existing installation here I can SSH in. So when I say SSH, and then I have this one named SHP old, I have the old installation here. So when I do a docker ps, I can see I got a Baserow container, I got an initn container and a portainer container. And when I am in this folder here, So I will just need to cd into it and go for the old one. And now I can just execute the update command here. And this will start the update process, and it will first download some Nix dependencies. So because under the hood, the whole system is running Nix and NixOS, and this kind of ensures that we have consistent results no matter what machine. And we just need to wait a little bit. And at first, this will ask for the IP address of my server. And unfortunately, I don't remember it. So I will just quickly open another terminal and SSH into the old one again and just make a IP address show. And I will just need to get my IP address. That is this one here. So here I have my IP address. And this one, the update script will ask for a host name because it will actually create an entry in your SSH configuration, so you can easily access your server. So in my case, I will just name this one SHP old, and then I enter. And here you will just get a small change log. So I added a small management CLI, and I added automated server updates, so the server will at night pull down security patches from Nix packages and install them. And I made a structural rework so that the main code and the main configuration of the server stuff is in a base flake. I am referencing in the flake you will get onto your computer. And this helps me to maintain it easily. And I want to maintain it in a way that I follow the stable releases for NixOS. I think that's easiest and best for everyone to use it in a stable way. And I made some install script installation optimizations, and I also made an update script. And this is the one we are running now. And it will ask if I want to update my version to 0.1.0. And then I just say yes. And now it will just deploy the configuration to my existing server here. This will take a little bit, and this will also use deploy RS under the hood. So we can easily deploy from Windows, macOS, or Linux to the server system here. And now it will ask for my root password in order to apply the new configuration. And now it will start the update process here. And that's a lot of terminal output. When you have been using Linux or NixOS, you know this can be quite lengthy. So, but this should only take like, I don't know, 2 minutes or something. And while this is updating, we can also have a look into the structure here for the old one. And as you can see, in the existing self-host playbook folder, it has kind of replaced all the existing files in there with the new version. And your old files have been copied to a backup folder with a timestamp. So when you do the update process, you can be sure that everything will be backed up before, and then you will just have the new version in your existing self-host playbook folder here. And this is taking a little bit long, but should be finished soon. So maybe we can have a little bit look into the code while we are waiting here. So I've made some bigger changes to the flag.nix file, and the main thing really is that we have a base config input here. And in this base config, that is a Nix flag that is maintained by me, and where I can just do improvements and bug fixes in a central place, and your systems will automatically pull down changes here. And that is the biggest change in the structure here, and all the other dependencies here, they basically follow this version up here, so we can be sure that it will work exactly the same on each machine here. And yeah, so now it finished here, and as we can see here, the deployment was confirmed, and that means the installation was successfully pushed to the server. And I can just clear this out. And what this also does is during the update process, it will do a couple of changes here. So first of all, we had the config JSON from the old installation, and we have added two new values here. We have added the IP address, and we have added the host name here. And what it also did is it created a config entry in SSH config. And this enables us to easily connect to our server. And as you remember, this one was called shp old. And now I can just type SSH and then shp old. And this will easily log me in to my server, so I don't need to give it the key file and so on and so forth, because everything is configured in this entry here for me, and that's a little bit more convenient. And when we are logged in the server, you can see you get a little message here. And as I said, when updating this, I made just a small management utility here. So when you enter SHP in here and give it a root password, this would just start a small application. And here you can just see the status here. So we have Portainer, initn, and Baserow up and running here for about 2 minutes. And we can also have a look at log files, for example. So when we go to Baserow, for example, and let's say we take the last 100 lines, you can see you got the log output here. And of course, you could also do a search in here. And I didn't find this one. Okay. Let's search for export. And here you can just use regular Vim motions here with N for the next match and capital N for the previous match. And then we hit escape to go back. And what we also have here is just some stats for Docker here. So this is kind of how many images we have and containers and so on. And this can easily be viewed also in Portainer. And this little management program here is basically just for the basic stack, because the initn, Baserow, and Portainer installations, they cannot really be managed with Portainer itself, because I have built the system in a way that these are managed by a systemd, and even if you delete the containers, the system will automatically rebuild them. And this is kind of a security net, so this cannot be broken accidentally. And what we also have here is, for example, You can just restart one of the base containers in here very easily. And here we also have an update command. So if you want to update initn, Baserow, or Portainer to the latest version, this is done with the CLI tool. And here we have also add a custom service here. So you can just add your own services, and the server will take care of creating SSL certificates for you. So you can just call it by a subdomain and work with it. And yeah, that's a very easy, and the goal really was to have something beginner friendly that can be managed easily, where you don't need too much Linux experience here. So let's have a look at the services here. That's my code editor here. So for example, when I go to my domain here and log into my Portainer instance, and live connect to my Docker daemon here, and now I can just have a look at my containers, and these are all up and running. And for example, if you want to add a custom service here, and you want to use a domain for it, and use SSL certificates here, you could basically just go in here and just add a container. And let's say we start an Excalibur instance here. So I just reference for docker.io Excalibur. And now we can just do some port mapping here. And for example, I want to have this running on localhost 5000 and map this to port 80 inside of my container here. And now I can just deploy this container here. This will take a couple of minutes, and this is starting now. And then I can first of all go to my DNS server here and just grab my IP address here and just create an A record. And I want to have this on the subdomain draw here, enter my IP address, and give this a TTL of 600 and save it now. And now I can just head back to my management CLI. So I enter SHP again, have my root password, and then I can just go to add a custom service here. And it will ask for a name, and you can name it however you want, of course. And I will just name this one Excalibur. And then I just enter my subdomain here. And then it will ask me for a port number. And as you have seen in Portainer, I put the port to 5000 for my host system. And I enter this here. And it will just ask me if the domain is correct. And then I just say yes. And okay, I got a small error here in my script, I think. Just let me have a look here. So I need to fix that. I think that's... Oh yeah, I know what the problem is. Okay. So the problem here is quite simple. Actually, what we have done is when we made the update, we were asked for a host name. And within this, and while updating the server, we were also updating the host name. And as you can see here, I am still at NixOS. That's the old host name. So, for example, when I say I want to see what the real host name is, I just cat etc hosts, and you can see this is shp old. And so we got the kind of non-updated host name here. And what I need to do in order to have the script running properly, I just need to reboot the server quickly. And this will take a minute. And let's see if we are up and running again. I didn't put too much resources, so this might be a little bit slow. So try once again. Okay, now we are back online. And I just redo what I did before. So I just add a custom service here. Name this one Excalidraw. And name my domain give it my subdomain here. And give it port 5000. That is correct. And now it's rebuilding. Because after the reboot, the host name is fine, and now it can easily start rebuilding our configuration for us, and it will just add the service, and it will create an additional entry in the Caddy file, so we can obtain SSL certificates for this subdomain, and yeah, then we can just use Excalidraw here. So while this is rebuilding, let's quickly have a look at Portainer here. So of course I need to log in again because we rebooted the server. So okay, this one I just remove again. And try this once more. And add the port mapping again. 5000 to port 80. And now deploy our container here. And when I head back here, you can see that the service has been deployed successfully. And now we can see Excalidraw is also found here on our little CLI. And now you can see Excalidraw is up and running, and now we can just try to call it on our subdomain. So I will just go for draw here. And as you can see, Excalidraw is up and running here. We can change to dark mode because that's much easier on the eyes. And of course, as you can see here, we have a secure connection, and we have a valid certificate. And yeah, this was just from, I don't know, a couple of minutes ago. And that's basically how you add new servers to the self-hosting playbook. And that's a very easy way to manage things here and yeah, to add as much custom services as you want, really. The only downside is really that you kind of have to manage two places because you will need to add the container to Portainer, and then you will just need to execute the CLI tool in order to add the service and to get the system automatically generate the configuration for you, really. And of course, what we also can do is when you go for Baserow, for example, and I am here in my Baserow instance, and Baserow has a pretty nice feature for building applications. So I could just build an application in Baserow and name it my app. And here I can build out my application. I won't do that now because that's a little bit out of scope for this demo here. But what I can do here is I can just go to, let's see, to my settings here. And when I head for domains, I could just add a custom domain here. So what I could do is I could just say, I name this app1. And create it here. And here you can see Baserow will also tell me what I need to do. So I need to make a CNAME entry and point this one to the domain of the Baserow instance. So when I head back to my domain configuration, I will just add a CNAME here. And just to avoid typos here, I will just copy this over. And then I can just save this entry here. And then I can just head back to my terminal here. And let's say I add a custom service here. And I will just name this one. Ah, okay. Thank you very much for the hint with the output volume. Just let me have a look if I can fix that on the fly. So, so I will move it a little bit up. Hopefully this is better now. Now it's I can see in the levels is still too low here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a little bit difficult to fix on stream. I hope it's better now. So where was I? Yeah, I just add the service over the CLI. So I named this one Baserow app1. And it will ask for my subdomain. And as I have a shitty brain, I just forgot how I named it. So I will just copy the domain here and copy it in here. Do I have a space in here? And just enter. And then I will just point to the port number for Baserow. And this one I don't have also in my head. So let's see. Baserow is running on port 3000. So I can just point this one to 3000 here. Okay, great. Thank you for pointing out that the audio was low. When it's better, I'm happy. So now I can just apply my domain configuration, and this will, of course, rebuild the server configuration once more. And this will take a couple of minutes, but that's just fine because the DNS propagation also takes a little bit of time anyway. So I can just exit here. And now I can just head back to my Baserow instance here. And in order to have this accessible by the public, I need to publish it first. So that's exactly what we'll be doing here. And now I can just view my site. And as you can see here, I got my application that I have built here in Baserow, and I can access it over the domain we have just set up, and we have automatically obtained a certificate for this one just a couple of minutes ago. And so that's another use case really. So you can just add services over Portainer and use the management CLI to make sure the configuration of the server is set up for you. And you can, of course, make as many apps in Baserow as you want. And yeah, just use Baserow to build database-driven apps here, really. And yeah, that's basically it. And that's actually the biggest part of the update, really, because in the first version of this, as I said, this was a minimum viable product for me, and I have initially built that for some clients of mine because I talk a lot about Baserow, N8N, and process automation, and so on and so forth. And I initially created this to have an easy way for people just to set up a test system and to play around with it without knowing everything and all the ins and outs of setting up a server here. And now in the second version, as I got some feedback from people from YouTube and other channels, I found out, okay, there are some people who really want to use it to build their own servers, and they wanted to have yeah, one of the questions that was asked very often was for updates, and that is fixed with the automatic updates here from NixOS, and also deploying own services. And that's also coming with this little command line tool, really. And I just want to, yeah, I will just quickly go into some of the internals here so you have a better understanding how these things work really. And I think it's easier for me to show that on Linux because yeah, actually I'm not a big VS Code user. I use the Windows VM to show things because a lot of people are using Windows. So it's good to show it on Windows, but I prefer Linux to work with. So let's have a look here. Let's open up a terminal here and make it a little bit bigger here. So I can just SSH into my, no, I cannot, okay. There's something wrong with, there's something wrong with my key files here. I don't have the new key files here, so we will need to make it on Windows, unfortunately. Just make this a little bit bigger here. So I made it like the system will automatically create a copy of the configuration that is kind of editable. And this copy is located on the server in etc nixos, and then oops, nixos, and then we have the current system config. And when we have a look here, you can see that is the exact configuration that we have built on our local Windows system, and it was pushed to the server. And this is also part of the Nix store. So here we have a little bit of the details here, and what the system will do is each time you rebuild, each time the configuration is rebuilt, and that can happen when we add a service or when it is doing the nightly auto updates for security patches, then this copy of the code will be also written out again. So it's always the actual version really. And the good part is really this only happens if the system can rebuild successfully. So it will never leave you with the configuration that is not working. So when you can edit and work in this configuration, and if you make an error and this will make the system not to be able to rebuild it, then it will not save the new configuration and it will not execute it. And that's really a good part. So I think this is quite secure not to leave you with a non-functioning configuration here. And what you can also see, one difference to our local system here, let's see. Here you don't have a folder that is named custom services here. And in our custom services folder, you will find extra files here for the apps we have just built. So, oops. So when we just have a look at one of the files here, for Excalibur, for example, you can see this is just writing out some Nix code here, and this will basically just add a configuration here for Caddy, and yeah, it will just be a reverse proxy configuration that points to localhost 5000. So that's basically how you need to do it. And another way really is to work on your configuration on the local system, and after you have done the update, you will have the deploy command available here. So when I exit my server here, whoops, and clear this out, we have a command named deploy. And when you are on your local server, you can basically just enter deploy, and it will deploy your configuration here. One thing to note here is when you have added custom services, you would kind of need to sync it with the server configuration. Or what you could also do is to remove into the server. And this is, for example, when you have a code editor like Z, you can just very easily work with remote repos here. So, for example, here I have a remote configuration here, and oh yeah, this is as because my key is not working. That's stupid right now. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot show that here right now because my main computer is not authenticated to the server. That's a little bit bad planning on my side, really. So, yeah. And I will just quickly go through the structure here of the code for the Nixos people who are interested. on how this works. So I will just quickly explain the structure here. That's the wrong one. So basically, the self-host playbook, that's just an X-Flake. And the installation is just the basic NixOS Anywhere installation. So this will be replacing whatever operating system you have on the server. And this kind of takes the approach that we replace an existing server with this one. And the biggest part of this configuration is in here, because I've created a base flake, and I will keep this in a stable channel, and this will also follow Nix packages stable. And this kind of takes most of the configuration from the base flake, because when you have a look here in the configuration, actually you have kind of just a couple of options here. So for example, here we have an activation script that will put the current system configuration as a copy into, let's see, NixOS current system config, for example. And the rest are just some very, very basic things that are set up here. And when we have a look at the base flake, this will be a little bit more complicated here. So basically we have also a flag.nix, of course, and then we import some modules here. And this will basically just make sure that it creates the services. And the reason why I have put this into an external flake and not in the downloadable flake, or the flake that is downloaded to your computer, is that this gives an easy way to kind of maintain it for the people who don't want to fiddle around with NixOS or Linux configuration here. So I will, of course, do updates here, and when somebody reports a bug, I can very easily fix the bug for everyone, really. And that's why it's structured that way. And yeah, actually, whoops, where is it? For those of you who are interested, I have this publicly on my PT instance here, so you can just have a look at the code and yeah, just have a look how it's working and how it's done, really. So yeah, that's basically how the self-host playbook is working. And yeah, as I said, this was an update, so everyone who wants to use it can just go to the self-host playbook folder and execute the update script. And yeah, the update, I think it's quite easy to do, and then you will have a working configuration and a working and secure server you can use to easily deploy services to, and yeah, actually work with the standard automation stack here. So I think, yeah, I think that's kind of all I wanted to show. And I thought it would be taking much longer here, but no, it didn't. It went quite well, because there were no real problems here. So I think, yeah, that's it for today. So thanks to all of you who were joining me. And yeah, please try out the self-hosting playbook, because this will really make it easy to deploy servers and services. And if you have questions, just drop a comment, and yeah, see you around in one of my next videos. So take care. Bye bye.